What's up everyone, Hamid here, and I'm so excited for today's tutorial because we are about to completely transform your websites from basic to absolutely stunning using custom fonts and icons. Listen, I remember when I first discovered Google Fonts and Font also. Actually, it was a total game changer for me. One day my websites looked like everyone else boring default. So the Times New Roman and Arial mess. And the next day they looked like they were designed by professionals. That feeling when you see your first custom font load on your page? Damn, pure magic. So in today's video, we are diving deep into Google Fonts for gorgeous typography and font awesome for those clean, intuitive icons that make users go, wow, this site feels premium. I'm going to show you exactly which fonts make headings pop, which ones keep your paragraphs readable, and how to add icons that actually make your interface better, not just prettier. So this is going to be completely hands-on. We are writing real code and I'll explain every single property as we build so you will walk away understanding exactly how everything works. Trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to look at your websites and wonder how you ever thought default fonts looked good. So without wasting much time, open up VS Code because we're about to create something beautiful together. Alright, let me first explain what custom fonts are and why they are so important. So what are custom web fonts? Custom fonts are typefaces that you load from external sources instead of relying on the basic fonts installed on users' computers. They give you control over how your text looks across all devices. So why do we use custom fonts? We use custom fonts for the following. The first one is brand identity. So your font choice reflects your brand personality. The second one is visual hierarchy. So different fonts help organize content importance, right? And also user experience. So good typography improves readability and engagement, right? Also custom fonts instantly make sites look more polished, right? So font usage, right? So for headings, okay, we use bold, eye-catching fonts for titles, right? So we have those like Poppins, Montserrat, Playfair display and stuff like that. And the body text fonts, highly readable fonts for paragraphs. So Inter, Open Sans, Source Sans Pro. And for buttons, we use clear, confident fonts for calls to action, usually same as headings, right? We also have accent fonts. So there are special fonts for quotes, captions, or decorative text, right? So font libraries you can explore are, we have Adobe fonts, which are premium typography with Creative Cloud subscription, right? We also have variable fonts, which is single files with multiple weights and styles, right? We also use system font stacks using fonts that are already on devices for speed. But for this video, we are focusing on Google Fonts because it's the most popular, completely free, and easiest to implement. So let me show you the different ways you can use Google Fonts. The first method is using the CDN links. So linking directly to Google servers. So in my Chrome here, I have this website in the other tab. So you can also check the website fonts.google.com, or you can just search Google Fonts and the first website that appear you enter it. Okay. So right here you come and search for a font. So let's say Poppins. See that? Okay. So this is Poppins, right? So what you're gonna do is just click on this get font icon. Okay. Oops, I've already selected Lato. at some point. Okay, so this is poppins, right? So all you need to do is, you see they gave us two options, whether to embed this font using link, CDN link, or you should download the font and install it manually. So I always use the embed code actually. So they gave us two options here. So for the one that we should add in our HTML, or we could also import it directly to our CSS, right? So we'll use the CDN method since it's most common. Okay. Now let me copy this one here and paste it inside of our heading tag. Okay, so here. Okay, there you go. So I can now use puppies, right? So actually, let me write some things. Let me add some content in the web page. I'm just gonna paste them in. Okay, guys. So I just pasted this code here. So we have, I just added this h2 element and the paragraph. Okay. So I also gave the h1 class here. So main title, subtitle, and body text, right? Okay. Now let's style with our custom fonts. Okay. So select, let's go to our HTML. Actually, let me just do it inside the HTML since it's not that much. So select the body tag. Okay. So inside of our body, let's say font family, right? So poppins. Oh, can you see that? Can you see that? I can also actually, so since this is a header, actually let me start with enter. Okay. So let me come here, and instead of using this one, I'm gonna search for enter. Okay. So this is the enter font, right? So let me remove this one here. Okay. So okay. So let me paste it in here too. Okay. So let's give this h1 font family of enter. Sorry. So here, let's say enter. Okay. Can you see the font? So we use enter for body text, right? It's designed specifically for screen reading. Okay. Now let me add some custom styles. So let me add line height of 1.6, right? So I did this for better line spacing, right? For readability. And also let me add some margin and color. So I want to make our text to be gray. Okay. Okay. So I added comfortable margins and easier on eye colors, right? So now let's select the main heading. Okay. So the H1 here, I already selected it. Let's say, actually, let me check the class. So the class is main title, right? And let me remove this text align here. Okay. So our primary heading where we need max So it's this H1, right? So let's give it a this font family of Poppins. Okay, and also let's add. So Poppins is used for headings, right? So as you can see, it's bold and also it grabs some attention actually, right? So let's increase the font weight to 700. So make it bold. See, there is nothing happen because it's the default one, right? You might notice there is nothing happening actually. I forgot to select it correctly, so I forgot this single dot. Okay, so you can also decide to say normal, right? So remove the boldness completely, but just gonna return it back to bold. So 700 is the same thing as bold, right? So I added it for strong hierarchy, right? Let's give it a font size of, sorry, not font italic. Let's say 3 rem. Okay, let's give it some color. So 2C3E50, right? So let's give it a margin bottom of 1 rem. Okay, so as you can see, I made the text large size with professional color, right? Now let's select the subtitle. So this one here, the H2. Okay, so this is a secondary heading, right? So I'm gonna make it Poppins too. So font family Poppins, and let me tell you something. If you are adding fonts like this, you need to add a fallback color. So let's say maybe you're offline, right? So you are using the CDN link and you're offline, you're just testing it, right? Or the font is not available in the user's browser, something like that. So it's not available in the user's device. So you need to add a fallback color. So maybe uh, let's say area actually. Okay. So now what's gonna happen is when Poppins is not available, then it's gonna fall back to area, right? So right now, even if I tried showing you it to you, there is nothing that is going to happen because I already installed both phones. I have them installed on my system, so there will not be much changes. Okay. Anyway, now let's go ahead and add some styles to the subtitle. So I'm gonna give it a font weight of 600. Okay, so 600. Also give it a font size of 1.5 rem. Give it some color. Okay. Also, I'm gonna add margin bottom of 1.5 rem. So that it push the paragraph down a little bit. Okay. So notice I use same family for both the headings, but lighter weight for clear hierarchy, right? So I used a lighter font weight for the subheading, right? Now let's select the paragraph. So the class for the paragraph is body text, right? So for this one, I'm gonna add I'm gonna use inter, right? So this is the most important one actually, paragraph, right? So inter is specifically designed for paragraphs, okay? So like this, okay? Okay, and let's add some, actually I'm gonna add a fallback font too. So here let's say sans serif. Let's set sans serif as the fallback font, okay? So I'm gonna add font size of 1.1 rem to the paragraph, okay, to make it a little bit bigger, right? I'm also let me give it a max width of 600 pixels, okay? So I don't think this one matters. Actually, let me remove it, okay? Also, I'm gonna give it a color of some gray, yeah, some kind of a light gray. So I added inter font for the paragraph, right, with general spacing, right, and width limits for optimal reading experience, okay? So we have achieved beautiful typography hierarchy actually. So this is our main heading, right, and this is the subheading, and this is our text. Can you see how they all link together, right? So I wanna keep this video short, so I'm just gonna move into font or some icons, okay? Okay guys, so let's talk about icons and why they are crucial for web interfaces. So icon fonts are scalable vector icons that work just like text, right? They can be styled with CSS. So we can change the colors, the sizes, and respond. It can also respond to hover effects without losing its quality. So why use icons in our web pages? So we use them for the following. So the first one is visual communication, space efficiency, user recognition, aesthetic appeal, etc. Right? So icons communicate faster than text actually, right? They also convey meaning in small spaces, right? Familiar icons improve usability, okay? So we also have different icon types. So we have navigation icons, like for the home menus, search icons for website navigation, right? We also have action icons, like for the download, share, edit, for user actions. We also have status icons like success, error, warning indicators for feedback. We also have social icons, so platform icons for social media links. We also have content icons like document, image, video icons for content types, right? So there are many icon libraries you can use out there. So let me list some of them. We have material icons, right? So they are Google's clean minimal design system icons. We also have hero icons. They are modern outline and solid icon sets by Tailwind tip. So Tailwind CSS. Okay. We also have feeder icons. All of these you can just go to your browser and search for them, and you see the first website that appears, and you just enter it. So we also have CSS only icons. So here CSS shapes, no external dependencies. But in this video, we are focusing on Font Awesome because it's the most popular icon library with the largest selection and best browser support. So right now, as you can see, this is the website here. So you just go to fontawesome.com, okay, and maybe sign Actually, you don't even need to sign up. Okay, you can just, I'm gonna show you how you can do it. So the only reason you can sign up is maybe if you want to download it, right? So if you want to use it offline, you can also do that. But for this video, I'm just showing you how to do it using the CDN link, so the content delivery network. Okay, so we have two methods of doing it, right? So including the font awesome icon in our website. We can link directly to their servers using the CDN link, and we can also use self-host. So download the files and host them yourself, right? Now I'm gonna go with the CDN method for now. Okay, and the place you can get the CDN link is, you just go into your browser and search for font awesome CDN. Okay, and the first link that appeared, you enter it. Okay, and it will carry you to this website here. So here you can see different types of files for different kind of styles, so for brands like Facebook and stuff like that. And you can also select for all. Okay, so I'm gonna copy for all, right? And let me paste it inside of our header tag here. So below the fonts, I'm gonna paste that in, and that's it. We can use it as we like. So right now we have thousands of icons available. Okay, actually let us go to the website and navigate and look at some icons there. So let me just, so let's just go to the icons page. Okay, so you can see you can search like 61,908 icons that are available in their website. Okay, you can see the icons, and keep in mind that some of these icons are premium. Okay, not all of them are free. There are free ones, but also there are premium ones. Okay, now let's search for home. Okay, okay, so can you see it has about 4,754 icons, which has home, and then something follows maybe. So as you can see, some of them, actually most of them are premium, right? So we're just gonna grab the first one here, right? So as you can see here, so the way we can include this inside of our HTML is simply by just copying this HTML here. So I class, far solid, and far house, right? So this FA means font awesome. Okay, now let's say we have a navigation like this. So let's say, actually I'm just, let me paste it in. Okay, okay, can you see that? Can you see it in our website? So let's say home, right? Let me duplicate this and let's search for, let me search for, actually let me say gallery and then contact, right? So let's search for, now let's search for this thing. So gallery, okay, so this is the icons for the gallery, right? Oops, unfortunately, as you can see, there is no free ones, they are all paid actually. So and I'm doing this just for a tutorial. Okay, so let us just, actually let me just search for another one. So let's say dashboard, right? Okay, so let us copy this one. Actually the font doesn't have to be like the gallery one here. Okay, so we're just doing this for practice. When the real world we cannot use it, right? So let me just type it here, table columns, right? So let's search for the contact. Okay, so contacts, okay, so contact, right? Now I'm gonna use this address card. So let me just change the class here too. So address card. Okay, that's all we need here. I'm gonna close these ones because I don't need them for now. Okay, why is this not applying? So let me just use some just gonna use something. Okay, the font maybe. Okay, so let's style this. I'm gonna open our css file now. Okay, so always remember to reset the browser settings. So zero the margin padding and set the box sizing to border box before doing anything. Okay, so let's select our UL here. Actually, let me wrap it inside of this thing. So on top here, let's say I'm gonna wrap them inside of a header. Okay, so for the header, let me give it some listing. Let's say padding 2 rem. Okay, so we also need to add a logo. So let's say it's 3.logo, my website. Yeah, So let's display align items, center, justify content, space between. Okay, so let me give it some background too. So let me just make it black. Okay, I think this is pretty bad actually. So let me just remove this one. What's the problem here? Okay, I don't know what's going on, but actually I'm just gonna comment out our CSS there. Oh, I'm coming. So let's check the CSS. So in our body tag here, we have this margin of 2 rem. Let's remove it. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna add the text to be white. So FF, right? So let me display the UL to flex, align items, center, right? So UL LI, let's give it some padding of 15 pixels. List style none. Okay, can you see that? And also let's select the icons. Okay, now let's select the icons and increase them a little bit. So let's say 20 pixels, right? uh, Nothing happened. I'm coming actually. So margin right 5 pixels, still there is nothing happening. Oh, I forgot the classes are solid actually, right? So it's FA solid, not just FA. So I got used to the older versions of the font also. So it's just I class FA and then FA, whatever the icon is, right? So in the older version it's FAS, not full written in full. Okay, so can you see that? But this margin is too much. Actually, I'm just gonna remove it. Okay, so let's make those icons. Like I told you, we can change them as you want. So yeah, pretty good. Right, I think this is pretty good. This is pretty much for the basics, right? So right now I'm gonna recap what happened in this video. But before that, I'm going to tell you this thing, uh, typography rules. Okay, so rule 1 of typography is for the display headings you should use bold distinctive fonts. Okay, so like Poppins, Montserrat, Playfair display, right? So for section headings too, same family as display. So for the same family as the headers, but lighter weight, right? So just like we used Poppins here. And for body paragraphs, so use highly readable fonts like Inter, Open Sans, etc. Okay. So for buttons, you should use same font as headings for consistency. Okay. And the rule 2 is hierarchy. So hierarchy through font weight. 700 to 900 bold for main headings, 600 semi bold for section headings, 500 medium for navigation and buttons, right? So 400 weight for regular body text, right? 300 font weight for light captions, okay? And the rule 3 is limit font families, right? So you should not overuse the fonts, like using 4 fonts or more than that in one website. So you should use maximum of 2 font families, one for headings and one for body text, right? So icons best practices, you should use spacing between them, right? So add a space between icons and text, okay? And you should use same icon sizes throughout sections, okay? Choose icons users immediately understand, it's crucial, okay? And also icons should match your overall design aesthetic, okay? And the critical mistakes I want you to avoid is cramped spacing between icons and text, and mixing different icon styles in same interface, overcrowding interface with too many icons. They are pretty bad actually, okay? And there you have it. Just learned how to completely transform your websites with professional typography and icon systems. I'm genuinely excited for you to implement this because the difference is immediate and dramatic. So your websites are about to look like they cost thousands of dollars to design. So this is your action plan. Choose one heading font and one body font maximum. Okay, so maximum of 2 fonts per page, right? Always include spacing between icons and text. Test readability on different devices, okay? Start with Google Fonts and Font Awesome. They are reliable and comprehensive. Go experiment with different combinations, play with various icons, and remember, good typography guides users naturally through your content. If this opened your eyes to the power of custom fonts and icons, smash that like button and tell me in the comments which font pairing you are most excited to try. So subscribe to the YouTube channel because we are building a complete web development mastery series, right? And speaking of building, next week's video is going to be absolutely incredible. We are diving deep into CSS Grid. I'm going to show you how to create responsive layouts that look amazing on every device, right? If you thought custom fonts were game changing, wait until you see what CSS Grid can do for your layouts. Now go make your websites absolutely beautiful with these typography skills, and I'll see you next week for CSS Grid mastery. Happy coding.